Well, hello. Right, here we have the Dragon Touch Y88X Plus for kids. And when I say it's for kids, pretty obvious from the packaging that it's intended for kids. Comes with this great little silicone case that you can slip it into, so that once it's in there, I'm sure it will probably even bounce. It's got protective film on the screen, but it's basically a quad-core 7-inch Android tablet with 8 gig of RAM and, of course, usual Android and Google features. One particularly important aspect is it's got Kidoz software in it, which lets you set up safe zones and allows you to restrict just what your kids can actually find on the internet on this. And as everybody knows, that's quite a problem nowadays. A quick look to see what it's got. It's got a micro USB socket there, power charging socket. That's the on-off button. Press and hold for a few seconds. Volume up and down here. Headphone socket, and more importantly a slot for the micro card, maximum 32 gig, which is what I've put in. Obviously it doesn't come with a card. On the back here you've got a camera, and on the front here you've got a camera. So let's have a look at the manuals before we start looking at the device. Comes with two manuals, user manual and product manual for Kidoz, which, as I say, allows you to set up safe areas. User manual is pretty good. Doesn't go into all the Android stuff, but if you're familiar with smartphones and Android phones, you'll understand that anyway. Obviously has Wi-Fi, and when you first fire it up you find that you have to go through a setup menu, but it's all pretty self-explanatory. Put your Wi-Fi code in, it will update the apps that are on it. It's got Bluetooth connection. As far as setting up goes, as it's an Android device, to get the best out of it, you will need to set up a Google account, which basically just means you can access Play Store and install apps and so on. But that, again, it's quite a painless process. Also comes with USB charging lead and a charger. For some reason I got a USA style plug on the one sent to me for assessment, but I bought an adapter for £2, which was no big deal, but I've no doubt it will be shipped to you with the appropriate plug. Oh, there's also a leaflet here which says if you write a review you can get a free drone. Another important thing about this is it has primarily been set up for kids in another way too. It's got free Disney content worth more than $60. It's got 10 pre-installed audio books with loads of kid stories such as Monsters University, Big Hero, Brave, and it's got 3 educational games. It's also got Kidoz Playground, which allows kids to access millions of video clips, paintings, educational games, unlimited exploration, and so on. And you get this great silicone case, which I've no doubt, even if you dropped it, unless you dropped it straight on the screen, it will probably take quite a few knocks. And the case still allows access to the headphone socket and so on. The other thing about the case is it's got an easel stand at the back so that you can stand it up, which makes it easier to view it. I take it out of the case because for me that's easier to operate it that way. Not sure if I'd like pink for me, but I bet the girls would love pink. Right, to turn it on, it's a question of pressing that. Now it's in a kind of sleep mode at the moment, so swipe the screen upwards, and as you can see it's got a lovely desktop background on it. You can change the background, just press and hold and it will ask you what you want to put on, different wallpaper, photos, live wallpaper, but enough of that. As I say, because it's an Android tablet, you've got the usual kind of Android stuff here like Chrome browser. It's pretty quick. And the last page I opened was battery solo widget, which is one of the widgets I've put on, which lets me see the battery state. And there it is, in fact, look, showing 99 because I've just had it on charge. I've also installed a few other things because it means basically you can use it for your kids, but also you can use it as a backup for your own iPad or other tablet you've got. So I've got on here Google Earth, View Ranger. I like mapping software. But getting back to it, is special stuff for the kids. It's also got on it, and I haven't really explored these, I'm going to do it live in front of you, video book, Good few titles there, including Pugo Sledding, Super Adventure, Toy Story. It's got video books, open with video, and it's got a built-in video player anyway. So that's the volume control there. It's on maximum at the moment, which isn't massive, but there's always a headphone socket. If your child was in a car and it was noisy, you could always plug in your iPhone headphones or something. With Android tablets, if you want to come back out of that, it's just a question of pressing that. So I say it's the usual Android setup where you can press that button and close things. So we've also got here Paint Box, Inside Out, which is another special thing for kids, another Disney thing. Digital books from Disney.
Inside Out, Storybook Deluxe.
Read and play. So come out of that, I can just do that, or I can press the little square and swipe that away. We've also got here Baymax. I'll show you, I won't show you all of these, I'll show you one or two anyway. Digital books from Disney. For some reason that doesn't want to turn. Oh, downloading content. Right, that's going to take a while. We come out of that one. As I mentioned, there's also a built-in video player anyway in Google, so you can play any videos you want to put on yourself. These are just some test clips from some camera tests I did, but the quality of the screen is very good. As you can see, very sharp. This is one of my paragliding videos, which is 1080, 60 frames a second. You can swipe it forward. And so on and so on. So there's plenty of content here to keep kids amused on a long journey. Not sure what the battery life is. I'm going to test that. I'll put a little comment on there about that. But playbooks, play games, YouTube. Of course you'd need a Wi-Fi connection for things like that, but if you're at home. And there's, as I say, there's the Kidoz app, which I've no doubt you have to accept permissions and set up the way you want. We have permission to access and save your list of apps so that we can filter and display only kid-friendly apps to your child. So I think that just about covers that. As I mentioned, Play Store will let you install other apps. You've got Play, you've got Kidoz. Plenty to keep your child amused on a long journey or at home. I would suggest, if you're going to use it in a car for a long journey, get a 12-volt adapter to plug in and just use it with the adapter plugged in. Well then, the Dragon Touch Y88X Plus for kids. What can you say? Not so expensive that you're going to worry if it gets damaged, but anyway, it's got this robust silicone case which will take some knocks. Lots of pre-installed stuff for kids, including $60 worth of Disney, audio books and educational games and apps. And you've got a pre-installed premium version of Kidoz, which will give you an opportunity to have parental control over the content that your kids are liable to see. Instruction manuals were good. Doesn't really go much into the Android stuff, but if you're familiar with Android phones, you'll understand. And all of this for around the £50 mark. And it won't break the bank if your kids drop it out of the window of the car. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you soon. Have fun.